Good morning and welcome back to 4 More Minutes. I am the Soul Stir, Sam Bailey, stirring up your hearts and minds for God. I want to say happy Thursday to you and I hope everything is going well in your life. I appreciate all of you who share these videos, and the easiest way to do so is to subscribe to the Soul Stir on YouTube and share these. Hope that you've had a wonderful morning thus far, and I want to give a thought today on de-escalation. There are people that will be in your life that will escalate things. An escalator will take things from 0 to 100 real quick. Things that should be simple to talk about, they get blown up. They exaggerate people's responses, people's words. They exaggerate situations that are occurring around in and around them. And it takes maturity to de-escalate, right? Because when somebody says something that's offhand and they say it in a tone, you want to go to the tone that they have it, the level, the decibel that they have it, but it takes maturity to bring it down. It takes maturity because de-escalators often get off topic, right? They don't stick to the topic, don't stick to the subject, and they often take the detour in the conversation that leads the conversation down the road that it shouldn't go. Right, so it takes maturity to hold back when you really want to say that. Oftentimes, when someone is a de-escalator, you will hardly ever be able to tell them the truth, and so it makes you withdraw from even talking to them at all, and that becomes a difficult thing. What if the de-escalator? What if the escalator is your child, your daughter, who escalates everything? What if it's your mother who escalates everything? What if your spouse who escalates things, or your supervisor, someone who you have to be in contact with every single day, regardless of whether you want to or not? That totally changes the dynamic. So, that's something that it has to require some maturity. Or else you'll find yourself in useless arguments. You'll ask yourself, how did I get here? It was not intended to go this far. And it just goes there. And then what the escalator does, they take the conversation off of the issue that was at hand and they make it personal. All of us have either been perpetrators or victims of this at some point, until we grew, until we learned how to do better, until we learned how to communicate. We learn how to stay on track. We learn how to stay on topic. And most of all, we learn how to keep our feelings and our emotions out of it. A lot of times when there are things that we are passionate about, when there are conversations that our feelings and emotions get in, we have a tendency to go down those dark paths of conversing that don't even lead to solving the issue or coming to an understanding or reconciling or resolving the things that you're working out. Just leads to more distance, more frustration, more anger, more upset. And there's some people that have anger issues, right? And it doesn't even matter what you say. They're just going to be angry, and that's just the way they've always communicated. And it's become difficult for them to just transform that in a single moment or in a single instance. So ask God for the patience and, more importantly, the spiritual maturity to be able to deal with those types of situations. And in the end, you grow. And I think in the end, we learn that if we're going to make it, what we have to really do is learn how to disengage altogether, because that we have to be able to see it coming from a distance to be able to disengage and then call it out. I think it's so important to call it out and say, hey, you weren't dealing with the issue. You were kind of personal right here. You're off topic. And that way you grow because you are assertive. And then maybe they may not like it, but at least you're acknowledging it. And maybe you never know how a person can change and how a person can grow, and how by you just saying that consistently, they can become aware of it. So I pray that you remain calm in all situations today and the rest of your day, and don't go there. And if you see it going there, bring the tone down. Be the cooler head in the room, because cooler heads always prevail. And the Bible says that the wrath of God worketh not the wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of God. Anger rests in the bosom of a fool. So I pray that we would take those words to heart as we move along with our day. God bless you, and we'll see you tomorrow as we wrap up this week of 4 More Minutes.